One of the things I love most about reviewing robots is testing out new innovative features that aim to make our life a little easier. My name is Jamie Andrews, and this is the Narwal Freo X Ultra, their new flagship robot vacuum and mop. I reviewed the original Narwal on my channel back in 2021, which had the first base station that could wash and dry the mopping pads, which has changed the robot vacuum industry today. Fast forward several years and Narwal is still with us and has really improved things quite a bit. In fact, there are some downright impressive abilities with this robot, yet there are still some things I feel are missing, just like before. In this video, I will detail all the features and specs, put it through my endurance test, and give you a list of my pros and cons. The Narwal Freo X has an object avoidance system which consists of a front structured light sensor, and for those who don't want a camera on a robot, you're in luck here. On top of the robot, we find a chrome home button surrounding the multifunction power button that doubles as an indicator light. The LiDAR dome is protected from damage with a bump sensor. Around back, we have charging contacts and the air outlet for the powerful 8200 Pascal vacuum motor. The lid is magnetically held on with a series of very strong magnets. You will find a single reset button and QR code to download the Narwal app. While not the first to do so, the Freo X comes with a few extra disposable 1-liter dust bags in the box designed to be tossed after use, which Narwal claims can hold 7 weeks worth of dirt and debris. The filter is integrated right into the bag. The choice is likely due to the fact that the Freo X Ultra does not have a self-empty dock. So having disposable bag in the robot is likely the next best thing, I suppose. They also include a rather large normal style dustbin if you'd rather use that instead. The solid dustbin is designed with a single button press so you can easily dump the contents over a trash can. No size was given on this, but I'm guessing around 750 milliliters, which is quite large. The paper filter is washable and the mesh pre-filter is removable. Flipping the robot over, we see a set of 5 cliff sensors, 2 oddly shaped side spinning brushes, and a dedicated carpet detection sensor. The big news is hiding under the brush roller cover, which itself is standard, however, the roller brush is anything but. The conical shaped roller brush with a single-sided axle is designed to not retain hair, yet it still has the added benefit of bristles, which are best designed for carpets. The hair winds its way down to the very end while it gets sucked into the dustbin or bag. On the back of the robot are 2 triangle-shaped mopping pads, which have a very premium feel to them and can lift up to 12 millimeters for carpets and rugs. You can also enable edge mopping in the app as well, and when turned on, it will get closer to your baseboards. Also notice a large back roller wheel, which most robots put in the front, but Narwal moved it to the back, and instead, we have 2 smaller front wheels. Taking a look at the dock, which is unmistaken for anything else but a Narwal, we find a removable 2-piece dock tray designed to clean the mopping pads and keep the dirty water out of the dock base, which we will certainly test out. Narwal gives you a large bottle of their lemon basil floor cleaner that gets inserted into the dock just in front of the clean water tank. Speaking of the water tanks, Narwal does not give us a specific size, however, I was able to take some rough measurements. The clean water tank is a whopping 4.7 liters, and the dirty water tank will hold 4 liters of dirty mop water. On the lid, we have a Narwal staple, which is the integrated LCD touchscreen, which houses 4 multifunction buttons, and is sadly a downgrade from the previous screen found on the last model. I put the Freo X Ultra through a series of endurance tests starting with the rice pickup challenge, where I scatter 54 grams of colored rice on medium pile carpet and sent the Narwal out in the highest vacuum setting, which is vortex mode. The results were very good as it was able to pick up 52 grams of rice, or 96%. Moving on to tile, where I scatter 130 grams of premium cat litter, and once again the robot was set to vortex power mode, and I gave it 1 single pass to pick up as much as possible. It managed to pick up 123 grams, or an impressive 95%. Things are off to a great start for the vacuum, but what about mopping? Where I use exactly 4 milliliters of baked-on hot sauce on my tile floor and sent the Narwhal out using room temperature water without detergent, giving it 2 passes to mop up as much as possible. Narwhal robots don't have an onboard water tank, so they must rely on getting their mopping pads wet at the dock before cleaning and return multiple times through the job to be cleaned and re-wet. The results from the mopping test were very impressive, as it was able to clear 100% of the hot sauce in the end. If you're wondering how well the dock could clean the mopping pads, here is a before shot, and here is an after shot where the Narwhal went back to the dock for a single cleaning. After the pads are washed, the dock will automatically dry the mopping pads for you at a stated 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and based on my testing, the system works quite well, not only completely drying the mopping pads, but also the dock tray. There are 2 drying modes, a silent mode which consumes 0.37 amps and 26 watts. The other option is a power dry mode which consumes 56 watts and 0.8 amps of power. The amount of time each cycle runs is not listed in the app, and I didn't test for it, but I will say they are both effective in drying. The robot running on normal vacuum mode produces 60 decibels of sound, and switching it to the sorta hidden vortex mode bumps things up to 75 decibels of sound. I say sorta hidden because the only way to access it is if you start a job in super powerful mode. Then it will ask you if you want to enable vortex mode. A bit odd if you ask me. The Freo X Ultra is equipped with a basic front and side mounted object avoidance sensor system, which does not include a camera. I know several people don't want a robot with a camera, so if that is you, this might be a pick for you. Overall, it performed a little better than expected, considering it does not have a camera. However, it seems to not have the ability to detect cords at all, as it continually plowed over the one in my test, getting caught in the brush roller each time. As far as the animal waste, it did avoid it, but it got way too close. I want to briefly touch on the app, which is very much so improved over the one I tested years ago. It was very easy to get set up, and thanks to quick mapping, my home was mapped in under 10 minutes. Dividing my floor plan up was quite easy, and you can also name your rooms. The app has all the normal features you would expect from a top-tier robot, and like the robot, it has several great innovative features and some that left me scratching my head. With that said, I tested the Freo X Ultra in my home for several weeks, and here are the things that I did not like about it. There are a few questionable choices which might greatly impact whether or not you would want to purchase this robot. The first is a lack of an auto-empty dock system, which is standard on all robots over the $1,000 price point. Narwhal has moved the disposable bag to the robot itself, which does have some benefits, and I did only partially fill mine up during testing. But the main problem is the bags are not an inexpensive purchase when compared to much larger dock bags found on the competition. Next is with the basic object avoidance system, which I just spoke about, as it will get caught on stray cords in your home and gets way too close to animal waste, no matter the floor type. The other missing item normally found on robots at this price point is an onboard water tank for the robot, and while this was not a problem for me at all as the pads never dried up, I could see some people being turned off by this decision. Now for a few things the Narwhal could fix with just a firmware update. The Freo X Ultra is equipped with a carpet detection sensor that did identify my carpets in my home shown in the app, although for some odd reason there is no carpet boost option to turn on in the app, and it did not automatically boost the vacuum level when crossing onto carpets. There's also no way to turn on heated drying from the app or the dock. You must first wash the mopping pads, and then it will switch to heated drying automatically. Also missing in the app is a remote control option or a pin and go option for the robot. Now I'll tell you about all the things I like about the Narwal Freo X, starting with the hardware. The robot has a very distinct and premium look to it, and I applaud Narwal for not being a copycat company like 99% of the robot vacuum companies on the market today. This is a ground-up design, as they have always done. A shining example is the newly designed brush roller, which is an amazing achievement, especially for having bristles. This is the first time I have tested a robot and not had to remove any hair from the brush roller or axles. The cleaning ability of the vacuum and mop system are top tier. The mop has some of the most even and consistent coverage of any mop that I have tested at any price range to date. Other notable things to mention are on my tile floor, the Narwhal was exceptionally smooth and quiet crossing my wide grout lines. Looking at the dock, you have some of the largest water tanks in the industry and a large bottle of great smelling detergent for detergent injection. And if you know me, you know I'm a fan of detergent injection. The 2-piece dock tray is removable for cleaning, and I'm happy to report there is no need to clean inside the dock by hand as it stays completely clean and dry. The app had some things that I really liked. For example, you can turn on Freo mode, which will automatically determine what it needs to do to thoroughly clean your rooms. I find these systems are hit and miss, and Narwhal did a great job with this automated system. Of course, you can turn this feature off as well and set all the cleaning settings manually in the app. After a cleaning, you get a ton of detailed history on the job, which is something I have not seen before with this level of detail. In conclusion, the Narwal Freo X is one robot that I am glad to say exists today. The company has a history of innovative ideas, and while testing, I was constantly reminded how brilliant the programming and hardware is designed, not to mention the excellent build quality. Pet owners might want to take a close look at this robot with the advanced anti-tangled brush roller, as long as a lack of an auto-empty system does not deter you. For everyone else, if you can look past a few of the bigger cons I just mentioned, I can assure you that you'll be pleased by the cleaning abilities and the overall package. For me, it was a joy to review this robot, and I don't say that very often. It really shined a light on how similar the other robots are on the market and how Narwhal refuses to be like them. I find it admirable, and for the most part, I think it works well. Links to purchase are in the description below. There's more exciting content coming, including robot lawnmowers, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on those. Thanks for watching, everyone, and take it easy out there, folks. Bye-bye.